I didn't want to do it. I told you guys, I've been telling you for the past couple of months, I did not want to get overly excited for this COD. I didn't want to get on the hype train. I wanted to keep both feet firmly on the ground. I wanted to stay rational, and I did not want to get ahead of myself like I have in years past, only to be let down. But they freaking done it. Treyarch did it. I am so hyped about this new Blackout trailer, dude. Like, again, I'm really trying to stay grounded here, but I watched it once. We're about to watch it for the second time here. It looked so good. It like activated something inside of me, like the old school COD fanboy. Like, I want to go out and buy some Doritos and some Mountain Dew and just sit down and grind this for hours. That's how I'm feeling about this, and I have not felt that way about COD. I have not felt this hyped about COD in many, many years at this point. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at this new Blackout trailer. We're going to watch it, react to it, and talk about it afterwards.
Approaching the drop zone.
Locked and loaded.
Dude, the music was such a good choice, too. So we're starting up north of the dam. Look at this. Wingsuiting into swimming, what?
Good to go.
Lighting him up.
There's Nuketown Island over on the west side of the map. They do have the trip mines. That's one of the equipment. It's been confirmed. There's the cargo truck. We've seen all the vehicles at this point. Supply drops coming in during the mid-match.
You know me. I don't like anyone.
Raid, dude! Raid, we're going back to Raid. There's AI zombies you've got to watch out for. Here's the construction building, which has a ton of verticality. Looks like it's a hotel. Look at all the fighting that's going down in the same building. Watch this. Oh, this is so sick. No freaking way, dude.
Pre-order and get access to the Blackout beta.
All right, so you guys know the game is coming out on October 12th. The beta is coming out here in 4 days on the 10th. You're going to be able to play it early. PlayStation gets it the earliest, then there's Xbox, and then PC has a couple of days. That looked really, really good. Like, I know you can go through, you can scrub through, you could see a million different things on here, different, you know, I'll play it in slow-mo in the background, but you're going to see all kinds of previous maps and characters and little Easter eggs and stuff I'm sure are going to be littered throughout this. It's like the perfect culmination of a map for a Treyarch and a Black Ops fan. And it honestly, it looks really good. Now, the one thing I do want to say is this is a trailer, and obviously the trailers are always way more hyped than the actual gameplay is. I think this one's going to be especially so just because, like, there's no way the gameplay is going to be that action-packed. Like, yes, occasionally you are going to have some cool moments, but how often are you really going to be running away from a helicopter in a little dinghy boat or grappling over a helicopter while an ATV chases you and crashes into it? Probably not that often. So, like, I think the gameplay is going to be a lot slower than what this trailer leads on to be. I think it's you know, not in a, maybe sometimes in a campy sense. I don't want to call it a campy sense, but it's just, it's not going to be nonstop in your face action from what I can tell. They said that the map takes 5 minutes to sprint from one side of the map to the other, which is a decent sized map. Like that sounds pretty good to me. Fortnite, I believe, is around that like 6 to 7 minute mark. So Fortnite's map is a little bit bigger, but they've also got more people. Blackout's only 80 versus Fortnite's going to be 100. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But when you think about it, I mean, like Fortnite, it's got action, but it doesn't have a lot of action. Now, I'm comparing this to Fortnite because like the other two big BRs that we have are Fortnite and PUBG. And PUBG is just so massive and so much open space. I don't think Blackout's going to play that slow, but if we're talking more of a Fortnite pace, like, yeah, you are going to have some interesting battles and some situations where a third person comes in and kind of, you know, adds some variety to the gameplay and stuff like that. there's also a decent amount of downtime. Like there's a decent amount of time in Fortnite where you're running around through open fields, that sort of thing, unless you're using things like Launchpad and Rifts, which aren't in Blackout. Blackout does have choppers and boats, but at the same time, I mean, like, how often are those going to spawn? How often can you actually end up finding an ATV or a chopper or a cargo truck or whatever else? I don't know. I've got a feeling that it definitely won't play as fast as this trailer. None of the gameplay is going to end up being like that. You'll have like little moments, but that's what this beta is for. We're going to see how fast it plays, and I think that's going to be one of the major kind of decision points of whether or not there's going to be a successful BR. Like, people like action. They like in-your-face stuff. I love the idea of having a realistic military-type shooter. You know what I mean? It does have some arcade elements in there with some of the equipment and the consumable perks and stuff, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I miss aiming down sights with guns. I miss having real guns that like feel real to the you know, look and sound and touch, I guess you could say. Like they feel like you're actually shooting a weapon. It feels like you have this powerful thing in your arm. You're not shooting this golden scar that you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I'm looking forward to seeing a more realistic approach to Battle Royale. I haven't played a ton of PUBG myself, but I have had fun with it. But I mean, I think COD could do it really well. We'll just see how the pacing is. And another thing that I wasn't really thinking about until I saw Matt's tweet yesterday, Nadeshot tweeted something about like, he thinks the map looks great and like this is exciting, but he's hoping that COD can keep up with the sheer amount of content that some of these other devs are putting out. And that's totally the truth, dude. Like, Fortnite puts out an update once or twice, maybe even 3 times a week. Like, we're getting a new weapon every week, a new game mode every week, new skins every week, like new skins pretty much every other day. So like, Fortnite is just pumping out content and it's constantly keeping it fresh. The map is constantly changing and evolving and everything feels new for the most part. We go through like little stints where there's a couple weeks without big updates and that starts to get a little bit tedious, but like, is Treyarch and is COD going to be able to keep up with that level of DLC? Like they've got the entire Black Ops 4 multiplayer that they're going to have to keep up with in and of itself, but then you've got to add in new stuff to Blackout, and we're going to have to see this map change. We're going to have to see new stuff added in. Like, it's going to be fun for sure for the first few days or first few weeks, but if it doesn't change a whole lot after that, I think people are going to get sick of it. I think it's going to become really, really tedious, which I'm sure they know. I'm sure, I mean, you know, Treyarch's been making COD games for a very long time, so they know how to keep people's attention. They know how to bring in micro DLC and stuff, but are they going to be able to keep up with both multiplayer and a BR map? They're kind of the same thing, but they're also kind of separate. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but it definitely looks very, very interesting. I'm definitely very intrigued. Like I said, I mean, I've been enjoying the Black Ops 4 multiplayer. It's kind of like not that exciting to me though. Like, it just feels like another COD game. It feels like another Black Ops game, like a Black Ops 3.5. We've talked about that before. I don't want to get into that right now, but this looks new. This looks exciting. This looks like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Where are you going to be dropping here in a couple of days when you get your hands on it? Where's the first spot you're going to be dropping? I'm thinking, dude, part of me wants to go Nuketown Island, but part of me just really wants to drop back to like old school firing range or raid. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm sure you guys will see it live on the video when it does happen. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Subscribe if you've not already, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days with some Blackout gameplay. Peace out.
Approaching the drop zone.
Locked and loaded.
Good to go. Lighting him up.
Anyone.
collapse expected. Evac to safe zone.
Pre-order and get access to the Blackout beta.